So people have difficulty, by and large, trusting other humans for three main reasons. Number one, they've had a bad experience, to include being traumatized, betrayed, or hurt by another human. By and large, when you find individuals who don't trust something or somebody, they've either been traumatized, betrayed, or hurt. So here it is, because this is true in many relationships as well. In fact, I remember one time I had the privilege of sitting down with a couple that was to be married. And in our conversation together, the soon-to-be wife kept making reference to the soon-to-be husband as somebody that she couldn't trust. And I'm like, she never said it like that, but she kind of alluded to the fact that not only it's not about him. I don't trust men. I said, oh, got it. This had nothing to do with something that he did. Let's be clear, right? She said, oh, no, it had nothing to do with him. My last boyfriend did X, Y, and Z, and the boyfriend before that did. So sometimes in life, people may not have had a bad experience with you, but they've had a bad experience with a person that sits in your position. They had a bad experience with another teacher, and if you're a teacher sitting behind that desk, it has nothing to do with you. They had a bad experience with somebody else. And unfortunately, that individual, absent of therapy, counseling, and coming to an agreement, they may just go through life for the rest of their lives having trust issues with people that sit in the same seat of somebody who mishandled them before. The second reason why people sometimes have trust issues is because of low self-worth. Yeah, they have low self-esteem. Check this out. And they feel unworthy and or insecure. So how can I say it better? So it's not even about them not trusting you. They don't think that they're worthy of being trusted. In other words, it's funny because I used to tried to run the streets. I wasn't good at it. Right. I tried to dabble on the block and do some kind, but that wasn't my lane. But sometimes I would meet individuals who had challenges trusting me because they knew they were low down and dirty. Right. It had nothing to do with it had nothing to do with anything that I'd done. It had everything to do with the fact that they knew that they were not worthy of being trusted. So then they project that same energy on everybody else. And now you can't be trusted. No, it's not about them. It's about I can't be trusted. Then there are those who feel insecure and unworthy because of just simply having low self-esteem. Yeah, they don't think that they are good enough to warrant you trusting them. They don't feel like they've done enough. And we talked a few episodes ago about the imposter syndrome. It's along those lines where they don't feel as if they are worthy of everything that comes with you trusting them. Then the third reason why people sometimes have trust issues is because of simply unrealistic expectations. So I trusted you to do something that I knew wasn't humanly possible, yet I trusted you to do it. And when you didn't do it, now I've lost trust in you. That's unfair. It's my show, so that's my opinion. Right? It's kind of unfair. If I think you're going to move mountains and you ain't never moved a mountain before, but I gave you every confidence and I believe that you could move a mountain and you didn't move the mountain, now I don't trust you. That we never discussed me moving no mountain. But by and large, people have trust issues. And sometimes people that have been broken, people that have been traumatized, people that have been abused. And there are different categories of abuse. I'm not just talking about physical abuse. It could be emotional abuse, mental abuse, whatever. People have been abused, traumatized, betrayed. They have difficulty trusting people. I personally know that humans are going to human. In other words, I have a healthy understanding of the reality that human beings are imperfect. Yeah, we are not. Now, are there some general basic foundational things that we should abide by? Yeah, I shouldn't hit you. I shouldn't call. There's some things. There's some basic fundamentals that I'm saying, man, as a human being, at least be decent. But do I expect you to be perfect? Absolutely not. If I ask you to respect something that's my property, do I expect you to do that? Absolutely. I can't trust you to do something now that, in fact, I used to have a challenge growing up because I would oftentimes be punished for things that I wasn't taught not to do or to do. And sometimes I would say to myself, man, wow, how can I be held to a standard to do something? I remember the first time I actually drove. It was not on the highway. My dad was in a tree and he asked me to back up we had a winch with a cable on the front of the truck. And he asked me to back the truck up and to do something. I don't know. I forgot exactly. Well, I don't know if I was pulling a limb or pulling a log. I don't know what I was doing exactly. But I know that was the first time I actually got in the car and moved it with his permission. Let me say it that way. Don't ask me what I mean by that. I fooled around and I did something with the car. It jerked, the limb, I think, hit the fender, and I got into some big trouble. But I'm saying, man, I've never had to do that. And the response that I received was, but you saw me do it before. And man, that was difficult for me to stomach because I'm saying to myself, wow. I mean, okay, I probably did see you do it, but I wasn't sitting down in a lesson to learn it. I just kind of observed it. And shouts out to my dad, man. I love my dad to death. I'm just saying there were moments in my life that I look back and I say to myself, I trust was lost for a period of time based on me not being able to complete something that I wasn't properly taught to get done. And sometimes in life that happens to us. And we've got to understand that in relationships, in community, whatever the connection might be, oftentimes we've got to do the hard work of teaching people what my expectations look like. And here is how you can gain trust from me. Here is how this thing should play out. Now, not to a T, but oftentimes in life, listen, I know that humans are humans. And I say to myself, wow, if this person hasn't been taught better, I don't expect better. If this person, in fact, I remember one time, one of my early jobs, I'm talking about right out of college, I was a substitute teacher. And I was in the hood. I left my wallet on the table, on the desk. I went to the bathroom, came back, wallet was gone. It's middle class. I mean, it had 20 kids in there. Nobody knew what happened to the wallet. I couldn't get mad because I'm in a neighborhood where people were working hard to make ends meet. It's not an excuse. In fact, out here on the West Coast, a lot of things are happening now with break-ins. People are just desperate. And I'm not giving an excuse. I mean, it would be a great thing for people to go get a job or to make an honest living, but sometimes people only do things that they picked up from other people. And sometimes individuals, shout out to my man on the Breakfast Club, who talked about the fact that sometimes people will trauma bond over the wrong things. So, we all broke. Oh my goodness, we all don't have anything to eat. So let's go break in somebody's house. They're trauma bonding. They're traumatized by their situation. They're traumatized by poverty. And so our common theme is We all need some money. We all need a way out. So I'm in a classroom full of kids who need a way out. And I put a wallet on the table with money in the wallet. They took the whole wallet. I didn't even get mad. I end up saying, man, I hope whoever took the wallet, I hope that whatever you needed out of that wallet, you can get. Least you can do is give my license back. And the next day I got back to school, the wallet was there, but of course the cash was gone. But I expect human beings to be human beings, and that's imperfect. Now here's some key benefits of being cautious when it comes to building trust with people. In other words, like, I see babies and young people all the time that just trust anybody. I love the innocence of it. But I know the trouble it can get you into if you're not cautious down the line. And here are some key benefits that have worked in my favor. I'm going to give to you real quickly with regard to making sure you do your due diligence in trying to build trust with the right people. One of the key benefits is self-protection. If you're cautious with how you build trust and who you build trust with, you can avoid betrayal to some degree. You can safeguard your personal information to some degree. And you can, in many cases, prevent levels of emotional harm. If you are cautious, if you are careful with and not just giving everybody information and connecting with everybody and giving everybody your phone, if you are cautious enough, and you learn that there are some benefits with not just giving trust to everybody. One of the key benefits is self-protection. The second benefit that I would offer is personal growth. You'll strengthen your intuition. You'll develop something that's called discernment, right? And you also learn from experience along the way. The third thing, the key benefit of being cautious with how you allow people to gain your trust is it helps to promote better decision making. It also enhances professional success as well. So let me break two of these down, and then I will let you get about your day. You are cautioned, and I am cautioned to be wise, to have wisdom. And the way you and I get wisdom, in fact, one of the key characters in the Bible is a guy named Solomon, who didn't ask God for money, for riches, or for a brand new car. When God said, you can ask me for anything, he said, God, give me wisdom.